Hello, my dear students of class 8th. Once again, I am here with one very pretty story from your main book, Honeydew. The name of the story is Children at Work. Well, before going on, first talk about the authors of this lesson, named as Children at Work. Actually, this lesson is the composite effort of three authors. First, Geeta Wolf. Second, Anushka Ravishankar. And third, Arjit Sen. Well, these three are well-renowned authors and authors. Geeta Wolf has written more than 17 books for children and adults. Well, many of her books have won major international awards. If we talk about the work of Anushka Ravishankar, well, she has also internationally acclaimed, and she has widely translated and honored with innumerable awards. Anushka has also authored over 18 books. Arjit Sen studied graphic design at the National Institute of Design at Ahmedabad in India. Since 1988, he has worked on diverse graphics, exhibition-related projects, and has exhibited his work in Japan and Europe. Well, this story, Children at Work, is about the children who belong to poor families. These families have to send their children to work outside. They are compelled to send their children because of poverty, because of scarcity of food. That's why these families have to send their children to work outside. In this story, we will read about such a character named as Value, who also belonged to a poor family. And in this story, this boy was a runaway child. The reason was that he was beaten by his drunken father. Actually, his father used to drink wine, and whatever this child earned, his father took it away to drink wine. Well, being compelled by the beating or the situation created by his father at his home, he had to flee from his home. Let me tell you about, actually this boy is 11-year-old, and he used to work at the landlord's farm. Whatever he earned, I just told you, was taken by his father to drink wine. Actually, his father was a drunkard. I told you just now. He used to beat him. And whatever he earned was taken by his father. I just told you. Being dejected with his father's ill behavior or ill treatment with him, he fled away from his home with only one shirt, towel, and a comb in his little bundle, without informing his parents. He went to the station and he got into the train, just came next, and reached at Chennai Central, a big station it is. He had no money, so he had to travel without a ticket, and he was afraid of being caught by the ticket checker. But he was so fortunate, so lucky, that he was not confronted. Confronted means seen. He was not seen by the ticket checker. At last, he got down the train at Chennai Central. When he was sitting on the bench at platform, a girl approached there and asked about him. He told his name, value to her, but he didn't tell her that he had left his home uninformed. While the girl seemed to be desirous to accompany him, and first he asked about him, and after knowing a little about him, the girl took him with her. In the mid of the way, she told him her name as Jaya, and she also told him that she is a rag picker. She is engaged in picking the plastic cups and some such things usually we see lying on the platform. So she had a big sack on her shoulder, and she was engaged in rag picking. She told that she picked plastic cups, etc. She carried him to her home as a small hut made of plastic tires and sheets. Well, you had never seen such huts. In his village, the huts were made of mud and palm leaves. Well, he was very hungry. Well, he could not stop himself for long. So he could not stop himself, and he said to her that he feels hungry and he wants something to be eaten. He hadn't eaten the food for a long time. Jaya, while going back to her house, stopped in front of an auditorium. Actually, in this auditorium, a marriage party was going on, and Valley thought that now this girl will take him in this auditorium, and there they both will enjoy the feast. But when Valley said it, the girl laughed. She said that, no, we are not going to eat some food in this auditorium. We will eat something from the back of the auditorium nearby the garbage bin or dustbin. And the girl reached there and she offered him a squishy banana first. Later on, she also gave him vada to eat. Well, this boy didn't want to eat all that. Actually, he had not eaten the food from or nearby the garbage ever. So reluctantly, unwillingly, this boy satiated his hunger. Actually, he had to eat something, that's why he could not deny. And just to satiate his hunger, he ate the squishy banana and also some vada pav. Well, later on they proceeded, and Valley was actually not happy with this occupation and job. The girl later on took him to her house. As I have already described, her house was not a very big house. Actually, she was living in a hut, and I have also described the hut. It was made of plastic and sheets. Well, after that, she told about her occupation job, as she had in the beginning told him about the job, and she told him that he will also have to do the same job. This child was not interested in doing this job, but actually he had left his home uninformed. He had no other way to fill his hunger. That's why he had to do it. The girl later on took him to the junk dealer. Actually, the girl was having a sack full of all that things like plastic cups, etc. The junk dealer, Jaggu, accepted that sack full of plastics and some other rubbish there and gave her some money instead, in place of it. And thus they both went away from there, and the girl once again seemed engaged in doing the same work, but actually Valley was not happy at all, and Valley was not able to understand why do the children work, and what is the use of such picking. And actually he had to do this job unless he got some better job further. So this was the description of the story, lesson number 2 in your main book, in your additional book named as It So Happened, and the name of the chapter is Children at Work. So this was the sum up of this whole story, and I hope that you might have understood it well. Now what you have to do, you have to go through the whole chapter once again to consume it well, and later on you will, as you know that what you have to do in English subject, you have to go through the words first. You have to find out their synonyms, and later on you have to use them in your words, in your sentences, and after writing difficult words, you will solve questions given in the end of the chapter. Thank you. God bless you. Keep it up.